Uh-oh. Make sure I'm good. Had to check that mic. Y'all know how I go. Peace. Kofa, G.R.O.W.T.H podcast. Wake your glass up. Happy Tuesday. I had to think about it. I was trying to think about the game. Y'all know I'm on my Lakers tonight. Happy Tuesday. Today is May 16th, 2023. The time is now 7 p.m. in the lovely city of the A. It's been rainy, so y'all bear with me if I get some glitches. It already started acting up. It was a pretty solid storm that just came through my way on my side of town. But I am your host, Kofa. This is G.R.O.W.T.H podcast. Again, Kofa, K-O-F-A, not Kofi, not coffee, not Kofi, or any variation thereof. Kofa rhymes with sofa. It's 4 letters. It's easy to pronounce. This is G.R.O.W.T.H podcast. Growth stands for gentlemen reaching our wealth through healing. I appreciate everybody being in the building tonight. I'm going to go ahead and start out shouting out to Broken Traditions, brother. I see you in the chat already. Happy birthday. Your 40th 40th year revolving around the sun. You already dropped it in. So how's Bermuda? I wasn't gonna dox you and tell everybody where you was, brother. But how you doing now, man? How's the birthday going, brother Malika? Appreciate you being in the building. Corey Joe, as always. Salute to the Growth fam. I appreciate everybody stopping in. Of course, the housekeeping. As you come in, wipe your feet when you come in the house. Hit the like button. For new viewers, anybody may be catching this on a whim, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. If you don't want to hit the subscribe button, I got to earn your subscription. You want to check in before if you're not too sure about me, that's fine. I understand. But the likes are free. Wipe your feet before you come in my house. Stop in, but wipe your feet. Hit the like button. It's free. Matter of fact, I got something for y'all. If we don't get the like button where it's supposed to be, let it run. Look, y'all heard that shit. It got ready to start over. So if them likes ain't where they supposed to be, I got it on a loop. It may be funny at first, but I accidentally left it looping and playing in the background when I was working on some other stuff on here, and I was like, man, dude need to shut the fuck up. I was like, damn, that's my video. I forgot to cut it off. But I was like, you know what? When I drop it in here, I'm gonna make sure it loops. So I appreciate everybody coming in, hitting the like button. Again, shout out to Broken Traditions, all bullshit aside, brother. Happy birthday. I'm glad you made it to the 40 club. Let's see. Well, let's go ahead and get into tonight's conversation, man. Y'all see it. Y'all saw the thumbnail. I had the thumbnail up there of Max Julian. Shout out to him, RIP. Played Goldie in the Mac back in the day. I'm not reviewing the movie. I just always loved that thumbnail. I always loved that picture. That was a dope piece of artwork back then. I stood the test of time. So tonight we're getting information from a pimp. I was having conversation, from some pimps. I was having conversations with my female friends. I think I discussed this the last couple of nights. And, just like, man, why do women do this? I'm trying to figure this part out and this, that, and the third. And several women have simply told me, you know what? You need to figure out how to be him. And not in that nice way, not the way I'm saying it. Like, belittling, down talk, the usual that brothers get. And then get labeled with the simp or beta. He's a sucker. Oh, nigga, it's your fault. On and on and on and on and on. We know how that goes. But she was basically saying, hey, you need to figure out what the other guy's doing and start doing that. Put this out on Front Street. I don't know how many women we got in here, but brothers, take it back to your sisters and your cousins. They're shooting each other in the foot. This whole sisterhood code that they're supposed to be on, when one is teaching her respective good dude that, nigga, I don't want you because you boring, lame, and all that, and she throws him back in the dating pool, and then he becomes, where my shit? When he becomes Darth Kofa, when he goes back in that dating pool and he becomes that guy, women have to remember they are individuals. So when they're mistreating the nice guy, when we're sticking with the nice guy finished last trope, there's going to be a pool of nice guys out there that aren't so nice anymore.
You underestimate the power of the dark side.
And once he learns these certain parts of the game and then he starts implementing them, this is when the women have a problem. But I wanted to hear it out of a pimp's mouth. I wanted for us to focus on the brothers this week. So that's the way I'm flowing. So I'll go ahead and give y'all the lineup real quick before we get into the videos. But today we're going to be hearing it from pimps. Because if the pimps had to learn these things, and we know how many women they've been able to keep around, literally these women are selling their bodies and bringing these men the money. If these pimps had to learn these things, I don't need you out there feeling bad in the dating market. I don't need you feeling bad because your marriage is going through a rough patch or it may be coming to an end. I don't need you feeling bad as a man because the people that we worship or the caricature that we worship in the black community, these brothers with game and all that type of stuff, they had to go through it too. They had to learn. So today is the first day that I'm going to be talking about it. Tomorrow, I'm going to be reviewing Kevin Samuels and a brother by the name of Alpha Male Strategies. He's also very popular here on YouTube. You know, kind of a game coach, just dealing with women, relationships, things like that. And there's been several instances where both of those brothers, two of the kings of the manosphere, red pill, dating market space, whatever you want to call it, men-centric content, two of the kings have also admitted to simping. And as I say, we all have simped and fell short of the glory of God. It has happened. So the best of the best done took some L's. Brothers, I don't need you feeling bad anymore. I don't need you taking in that bullshit that so many of these women want to throw on us and then we internalizing it, because I know I internalized it for a minute. Or just taking on this idea that this is how black men are in particular, or just men in general. That we're just fucked up, broken, dusty, because the women just steady running off at the mouth. But before we get into the videos, let me slide over here to the comments. Everybody saying happy birthday to BT. Yep, hit that like button. Man, I don't know what that dude was going through, Malika. Like they said in the video, man, I felt his pain. Whatever he was going through. Yeah, he sounded horrible. My God. Of course. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Bro, this says I leave for a few days and Kofa soundboard got crazy. Look, man, I've been experimenting and working on some things, man. I think peace, JC. I appreciate you being in here, brother. So we're gonna get into this pimp talk tonight, man. I'm gonna play this first video. This one kind of floated around, and it's really the video that sparked my interest in, like, let me see about this life advice from these pimps, right? Because they weren't always pimps. That was somebody's child. That was somebody's son. That was somebody's nephew. That was somebody's first boyfriend that, you know, he didn't get that piece of candy or that heart, you know, with them Valentines during school. So let's see what these lessons that these brothers learn. Let's get into it real quick. First video, let's go.
The most important lesson I've learned? Mess with the chick that like you, not the one you like. The one you like, you're gonna accept all kind of stuff out of it. And y'all know it's true. You're gonna accept all kind of stuff, what you never accept off another chick. And it might be another chick right next door that like you and gonna do everything and keep you right. But you rather mess with this pretty girl over here that's giving you all kind of problems, you dig? That's how the world goes. Not just with the pimp and the whole game. A lot of people have a tendency to right people they're supposed to treat right, that's loyal and dedicated, they overlook it and they treat the other people right. That mean them no good, no intentions. And that's life. But you know, I have to mess with the right girls, you know.
Let's break that down real quick. He said it in there. It's not just about the women. That's why I put on the thumbnail, it's deeper than the 304s. It's not just about the women, but we'll stick with that real quick. So oftentimes, I'm gonna bring it back on me. No, I'm not, because I'm gonna replay something real quick. But oftentimes, we'll deal with the chick because we're taught. I mean, that's how we're hardwired as young men. Think about watching cartoons. You 5 years old. You already subconsciously being taught to chase women, right? Because what happens? Little cartoon chick walks by in the red dress with the red lipstick with the big old eyelashes. Funny how life repeats, how art imitates life, and then life imitates art. But anyways, she's switching behind the red dress with the lipstick and all that. What happens to the male cartoon? His eyes pop out his head, his heart beats out his chest, mouth drops on the ground, drooling. He spends the rest of the cartoon chasing this chick, right? Who does she end up walking off the scene with? The big old swole cartoon guy. We've seen it from Bugs Bunny to Popeye and Bluto was throwing hands over over Olive Oil's skinny ass for the longest, man. And sometimes you'll start the cartoon and see Olive Oil with Bluto, and then Popeye got to eat his spinach and get brolic and shit. But we're taught to chase, right? And in that pursuit of the women, and this is why I always kind of give pushback with brothers sometimes when we're using the animal kingdom. I know we say the lion and the tiger thing, but the lion has that big old mane. That's to attract the women. The male peacock is the prettiest one, so to speak. That's to attract the women. A lot of times in the animal kingdom, if we're going to be using these analogies, the male isn't chasing them. They're attracting them. They may do things that attracts the women, but chase them, that's not what it is. And like he just said, it's not just with the women. Now I'm gonna pivot a little bit. That's life. You often treat or see people treat, because I've noticed this when I was younger. Again, most of us raised by women. I don't know what it is about Kofa. I really paid attention to what the older women were saying. So growing up, I tried to make sure I wasn't that guy. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, I walk on water or anything, but that wasn't a big part of my personality. So oftentimes you do see people, I'm sure I've done it at some point, but I try to make it an effort not to. You do see people mistreat the wrong people. The people that'll bleed for them, they ignore them, don't call them, don't check on them, none of that type of shit. These people over here, the fun guys, the fun people, period. The fun guys, the fun girls, they're getting all the attention and the effort. Again, I've said it before. We've traded in our families for fun in the black community. Let me slide over to the comments where we keep on rolling. Of course, says, yep, it's a lot of Jessica Rabbits out here. And what happened? The guys are chasing them. And you see how deep that went? From that seed was already planted. It was already planted. I ain't Confucius or nothing, but we've been taught since we were little boys to chase and run behind women and do right by them and buy the gifts. Nobody ever prepares the boys for that letdown. Nobody ever prepares them for rejection. Matter of fact, I've seen it where people get ready to warn a young man and somebody say, nah, let him figure it out. This isn't the whole don't touch that's hot thing. I'm talking about real life human interaction. Nah, let them find out. I know I've had it in my family where I'm talking to some of the females and it's a nephew, a younger cousin. Y'all let him do that shit? Look, bro, don't do that. No, don't say nothing to him. He need to find out. No. Again, women do that shit. They'll watch these young girls or damn near advise them into making the same mistakes that they make. Men aren't supposed to do that. We take it back to history real quick. Men were the first teachers. This until we came to America and you had all these women, teaching and stuff like that. Men were the first teachers, right? Now, after a certain age, yes, the women had the kids up until a certain age. But after a certain age, especially with the boys, they were given to the men. Because who better to walk you into manhood? Who better to educate you? Who better to discipline you without having to raise your damn hand? Let me see. Let me see. Broke Tradition says, I don't know a man who hasn't taken an L. If you find that brother that hasn't taken an L, he a damn lie. He a lie. I'm not even going to expand on that. Broke Traditions also says somebody's daughter, let's be real. Women be pimping women out too. When I was doing this, but again, I wanted to focus on the men. I came across a couple of madams. But guess what? Because women aren't physically as strong as men, nobody sees them as a threat, right? A lot of times. But they'll get mad at the bottom hoe because the male is the pimp. He'll have a bottom hoe checking a lot of the other women. And they'll be mad. They'll still find a way to be mad at him, not be mad at the bottom hoe, who's now, pretty much worse than the damn pimp as far as laying hands. And any pimp will tell you for real, if you got to put your hands on your woman, she's probably don't need to be in your stable. Again, this is shit I had to learn. I'm not saying I'm some pimp or nothing, but having conversations with older cats, having conversations with men who were pimps. Like, let's get real. Everybody don't make the mainstream and be flashy with a pimp cup and all that stuff. Everybody don't make that. A lot of these older cats from back in the day were out there pimping. So if the older cats from back in the day were out there pimping, who grandmama was out there hoeing? But we don't like to talk about that with grandmama and auntie and them, right? But we love to try to shit on black men. This is another reason why I wanted to bring this up. These brothers have wisdom. They are older gentlemen. They have lived, and pimping wasn't what they did their whole damn life. Some of these cats had regular jobs, this was their version of the street. They weren't out there selling dope and robbing and doing that. They chose a pimp game, learned the game, got good at it, and it worked. And now they here giving advice. But what, you gonna neglect it because it came from a pimp? Did he tell the truth? Did he tell the truth? I'm gonna run this one back because it's short real quick. It's less than a minute, it's 52 seconds. I'm gonna replay it.
The most important lesson I've learned? Mess with the chick that like you, not the one you like. The one you like, you're gonna accept all kind of stuff out of it. And y'all know it's true. You're gonna accept all kind of stuff, what you never accept off another chick. And it might be another chick right next door that like you and gonna do everything and keep you right. But you rather mess with this pretty girl over here that's giving you all kind of problems, you dig? That's how the world goes. Not just with the pimp and the whole game. A lot of people have a tendency, the right people they're supposed to treat right, that's loyal and dedicated, they overlook it and they treat the other people right. That mean them no good, no intentions. And that's life. But I have to mess with the right girls,
Again, what are we gonna learn from him? To focus on the right ones. And that might be a job, that might be just, it may be a friendship relationship. I'm not just talking about male-female relationships, but your brotherhood, your circles. Do right by your brothers. Do right by the people that are doing right by you. Stop trying to force a square peg in a round hole, because I've done that shit for years. Trying to force a square peg in a round hole with my opinions, trying to get people to change their minds. You can't. Even in this space where we be talking about accountability, we really can't hold these women accountable, bro. We don't have nothing to hold them accountable with. Or as Kevin said, you don't have nothing to check with. That's not your woman. That's not your wife. That's not a woman in your family. Now, you can have a dialogue with her. You can verbally check her. But really holding them accountable, what can you do? This is why I stopped feeling bad, bro. I used to feel so much guilt as a black man watching black women go through this, and I put myself in fucked up situations trying to overprove that I was one of the good ones. Now I damn near watch your ass walk into a fucking buzzsaw just because you told me, nigga, fuck you, mind your damn business. My business will be minded. Try to tell you were walking into a buzzsaw around the corner, but you ain't want to listen. So again, do right by the people that do right by you. Them people you got to try to convince that you're that dude, let that shit go. Because guess what? They're going to find somebody. They're going to try to find a carbon copy of you. Let's get to the next video.
You been in love before?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's how.
I'm going to pause it real quick. Broken Traditions had just put up, I don't know a man who hasn't taken an L. So here you have a pimp talking about being in love. But you'll have certain brothers in this space acting like they ain't never took no L from no woman. Like they just picture perfect. And again, when you find those brothers like that, you need to run. Because that motherfucker is lying. Either he's lying or he was given the game way earlier than he was supposed to. That sound like he was having some interactions with an older woman when he was a child. That's just Kofa. Don't take my word as law. That's just what I'm saying. Let's keep listening.
Learn from the burns, that's what I call messing with a chick you like. Yeah, I've been in love before, man. And when you're in love, it's unlimited to what you'll do for your, your spouse that you're with, And And a lot of times you do things which is unforbidden to the game. It'll cross you out the game. You'll be out the game quicker than you came in the game. So you got to be careful. Watch yourself. But that's what happened when you fall in love. But now I'm in love with money and success in life.
Now I'm in love with money and success in life. I learned from the burns. What I always say, take inventory. Take inventory. Oh, let me slide over to the comments. Corey Joe says Russell Wilson. Broker Judah says give Corey some sound bites for that Russell Wilson. Facts.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man. Better than fish grease.
Yeah, man. It's so many layers to that Russell Wilson Sierra dynamic, man. I don't even feel like digging into it. We're gonna stay on topic tonight. But Corey, I was gonna give you those per the request of Broker Traditions. Big facts though. We're gonna slide on to the next video. But wait a minute first before we do that. Again, he learned from the burns. Let me get back on track. Remember what I always say, take inventory. And when you're taking inventory, I don't mean just take inventory of the negative things you may have gone through. Take inventory of your life, of the stuff that you know you've accomplished, bro. Stop focusing so much on getting better, because sometimes when you're talking about getting better as a man, we have a tendency to hyper focus on what we need to fix instead of hyper focusing on, and not, you don't want to hyper focus because it lacks balance, but instead of focusing on the things that you already know you can do well, keep sharpening those skills. You can also build those other skills up that you may not have or that you may not be good at. But oftentimes when we're talking about getting better and scaling up, as we talk about here, when we're doing that stuff, either in our personal life here on YouTube, we always want to focus on the negative. And when we do that, you tend to get stuck in that negative frame of mind. Then you start internalizing that shit, right? You start thinking that you're a fuck up because you can't accomplish this one task that it seems like everybody else is able to accomplish. Again, I'm just expounding on his words, but we stop and we listen. This is the other thing as men. Anybody can be your teacher. Whether it's an op, a woman, she can be a whole thought out here. Anybody can be your teacher if you know how to shut the fuck up and listen. This is why I keep pushing that. Get out this straight up alpha male shit, beat my chest, a woman gonna do what the fuck I say, and you're not even able to receive information. I said it once, I'm gonna keep saying it. A lot of these cats screaming to be these damn alphas, they ain't nothing but male divas. Say it again. A lot of these dudes screaming they alphas are male divas. Watch how they move when they don't get their way, and tell me if it don't sound like a male version of a woman. I'm gonna leave that shit there. Speaking of which, the lone wolf theory, that's Thursday's show. I'm gonna be diving into the Sigma male characteristics, because some of us are walking around just repeating these YouTube talking points, and we haven't broken down the different variations of the male hierarchy, so to speak. So I'm gonna get into that real good on Thursday evening. So today we're hearing the lessons from the pimp. Tomorrow I'm gonna react and review some of Kevin Samuel's words and AMS's words, because the best of us have simped. So that's Wednesdays. Thursdays, again, we're gonna get into the lone wolf. But we're gonna keep on listening to these pimps give life advice, and brothers be able to listen, decipher, and expand on what these brothers are talking about. Before we go to the next video, I'm gonna slide over to the comments real quick. Malika says, taking L's and going through adversity is part of manhood. It strengthens and molds you into a man you need and was born to be. Simple as that.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
Simple as that. You want to go to war with somebody that's been battle tested. Like, quick scenario in the Army. When we're training for war, whether it's a training exercise or not, they try to make it as realistic as possible, depending on the equipment and everything we have. But when it's actually done right and done well, it's real as possible. Your heart is beating out your chest. You're put in situations, and then they like to throw in what they call injects. We in there. We got this plan. Boom. Whoever the course instructor is will throw a different thing in there. Okay, 2 of them just got shot. You had a plan to go in here and handle shit with 5 men. Now you just lost 2. Just out the blue. Now you got to figure it out. those type of scenarios, military wise are cool, but you got to think about that stuff in life. Again, when you're taking inventory, don't just think about the negative. Think about the positive that you already accomplished. Think about the negatives. The negative stuff, if you're going to think about it, think about how you already came through it. Why don't we do that? Why do we get bogged back into that mentality of the past? It happened. You done already made it through it. Trust me right now. I'm not on here just preaching to y'all. I'm talking to old Kofa. Matter of fact, I'm talking to Kofa at present to remind myself. So at the end, matter of fact, let me give myself one.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
When you think about that negative stuff that you went through, remember, you went through it. You already survived. That helped you cut your teeth on what the next move is supposed to be. So when something else comes up, then you can go attack that, because you just took those lessons from something you went through. It could have been 5 years ago, 10 years ago, something from childhood. If you survive to this point, there's a high likelihood that you're going to get through whatever adversity that you're going through currently. Just think about it like that. It starts with a change in mindset. But if you constantly on some woe is me shit, that's where the fuck you're going to be at. The quiet storm in the building, bro. I've been seeing you and everybody chat, man, doing your moderation thing. Appreciate you being in here, brother. One of the ladies stopped in.
You go, girl.
Peace, Mona. What's going on, sis? I seen you doing your moderator thing yesterday with Medium Man and Melanie King. Salute to you. And make sure if anybody's in here, I think we all fam right now. If anybody's in here that isn't subscribed to Mona D, please go subscribe to her. Mona, feel free to drop your channel in here. As always, anybody watching this on replay, make sure y'all go subscribe to Sister Mona D. She's a wife. She's a mother. She's just a solid sister. She's trying to give these ladies this game too. Like, she's one of the solid ones, not a chameleon. Trying to give women this solid game on how to actually move. But anyway, let me get back to the show. So tonight, for those that just came in, we're getting life lessons from pimps. Because once again, that's somebody's son. That's somebody's nephew. It wasn't always a pimp. A lot of these cats are older, or even, for those of us in our 40s, in our age group, they done been through stuff too. Had to learn life lessons. Let me slide over to the next video.
Sugar-free. What's the secret to a woman's heart?
Now this one a little bit silly. You know how sugar-free get down, but salute salute to Cali.
Pimps don't think what they, you know what I'm saying? So here you come, you know what I mean? You spend a lot of time with this broad, man, really trying to turn the out, man. Put on the track, a Craigslist, or however you want to do your thing. You know what I mean? But, no, you know what I'm saying? That's how we get the attention. That's how we grab the attention. Oh, he must be different. Yeah, we different. We pimps. You know what I'm saying? Y'all humans.
Advice from a pimp with sugar-free.
That shit is silly as hell. But anyways, I put that one in there because Sugar Free is right. They're not thinking what they did. They're thinking with their wallet. Pimps are about their money, right? So as the average day-to-day brother to get up, take his ass to work, why don't you focus on your business? Why don't you focus on your money? Played a clip the other day. I might drop it in right at the end. But I know guys 30, 40, 50 years old still pussy. That's all that's on their mind. Either trying to get fresh for it and go out there and impress women and stuff like that, or just going through straight up hell at home and too afraid to leave. Now, of course, there's other variables involved in that. But again, you got men 30, 40, 50 years old. That's their main focus, is a woman or some cat. Not even a solid woman, just some cat. And then we wonder why our community isn't progressing the way it needs to. And because cat controls them and all women have cat, when she says, hey, I don't want you talking to my son that way, when that's the way that little boy needs to be directed and given guidance and some discipline, they tend to shut the fuck up. Because again, there go those stereotypes that you can't argue with a woman, you can't out-argue a black woman, things of that nature. It's so many levels to this shit. But Sugar Free was right in what he said. Pimps don't think what they dig. They think what they wallet. They focus on business. Brothers, get about your business. I'm not going to belabor the point on that one. That was right on the nose. Let's go ahead and slide over to the next one. Appreciate y'all being in here again. Where am I at? This was one I played a couple of weeks ago. It's still interesting to me, but I thought about it a little bit deeper after I rewatched it. But let's go.
I loved all my women because if a woman goes out on the track, takes a risk, risking her life, giving you all her money, and you don't love that woman, you got a hole in your soul, man.
I'm gonna pause it right there. This one I'm gonna pause off and on because he was breaking down, some good stuff. But if you, in short, you see it on the screen, it says every working girl should hope and wish for a manager like this. Manager, him being a pimp, him having hoes. But he's saying this woman is going out there risking her life and limb, basically selling herself to bring you the money back, and you don't have no love for that woman, you got a hole in your soul. Something is wrong with you as a human being. So we always get the tropes and traits and the caricature of the pimp on screen, right? Where he's backhanding a woman and beating up all the hoes and all the gorilla pimping, as they call it, because it's different tiers to it. But all the gorilla pimping just got them, beating on their face and all that stuff, because then, how he gonna, as some have said, that's my merchandise, why would I do that? So you got some that'll just burn up their back with cigarettes. It's crazy. It can get crazy. But then you have brothers like this who are like, hey, these women are taking some type of sacrifice. It's a mutually beneficial relationship. So why would I not have some type of love? It may not be romantic, marriage type of love, but he has some type of love for this woman to the point where he's going to try to look out for him. Now, of course, he's going to look out for them like he may look out for his car, get the oil change, keep it up to date and all that type of stuff, because he's getting money from these women. But at the same time, on a human level, again, pimps are human too. Hoes are human too. We're all human. We can do the YouTube talking points and talk shit all goddamn day. When it boiled down to it, these are people. So if you got a pimp that's saying he's capable of loving his hoe, for the average everyday guy, again, why are you on this I'm just gonna dog these hoes out type of shit? Now trust me, I'm single. I'm super single, as I say. I'm super single. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. But I'm also honest about how I move. I ain't got no reason to fucking lie to you. I ain't got the time to be playing games. I got too much business to handle myself trying to remember a damn lie I told you and maybe another woman or two. I'm trying to keep my lies straight to keep y'all off my back so I can stay over here and keep handling my business. Why would I do that? Why would I walk myself into that? A lot of these dudes be hollering about they pimps and players and hustlers and max and all this shit. I'm not even talking about cats in the street. I'm talking about the regular day-to-day guys. I know some niggas that work for UPS. They talk that shit. And these women driving him fucking crazy because he led with his wallet first. And he was so damn horny, all he focused on was the cat, like we just seen in the last video. But ain't got no type of love in his heart for no woman, even though these women will look out for him. And then guess what? When it come full circle, because karma's a real thing, gentlemen. When it come full circle and your ass start taking L's and you done burned all your damn bridges, who you got to lean on? I'm going to keep on letting it run.
And you're doing what for the girl when she's bringing you all the money?
Well, you know what, Mark?
You know, over her head?
I did a lot of things, Mark. In my program, Mark, every 30 days, I would buy my woman some type of jewelry. You understand what I'm saying? $400 or $500 start off, it's the longer they're with $3,000s of dollars. Now they got to keep all of that, their allowance, all the furs, the cars, and the money. So when they got out of the game, at least they would have something to fall back on if they started to retire. I didn't have none of them go get with another pimp and gave them all the assets that they had built up in that line.
I wanted to point out something there when he said she started to retire. So he's helping them build. Maybe they got different aspirations. We don't know what his program, how it was set up. Maybe someone will allow to go to school. Maybe they rock with him for a couple of years. But again, brothers, when you're out here dating, we really don't know who we dating. While we having these arguments about body count and stuff like that, you don't know who was in this man's stable or somebody else's. You're not gonna know her past. It's gonna be about her character when it boils down to it. You can try to dig in, and if you live in a certain area, y'all might have the same circle and stuff like that. But notice what he said, when they get ready to retire. So what's retirement look like for somebody that's been a hoe, for lack of a better term? If she wants a relationship, maybe she knows how to sexually please that man, and that's the extent of it. Maybe she can go a little bit deeper, but sex may not be her jam. And now you frustrated. I'm just throwing out these different layers in this because it was so much packed into this. Sometimes when we hear these clips on the internet, we think we're just, we're seeing a 30-minute, a 30-second, a 1-minute clip, maybe a 3-minute clip. And a lot of times we miss so much life information that are in these clips. I know everybody likes to, try to push back on social media and all the craziness, but it's so much information that we're sharing between each other. We got to learn to listen and hear and break this down. But maybe Kofa's going too deep. I've heard that about myself. Maybe I'm going too deep, or maybe everybody else might be missing some shit. I'm gonna keep on letting it run.
Nothing like that. A lot of people don't know, Mark, in this game today, the life expectancy of a girl in the game is only about 5 years. If you keep a girl past 5 years, you're really doing something. Because they grow tired of the game, in and out and running around and doing all these different aspects of the game. And then it's dangerous. And I'm going to tell you something else, Mark, that a lot of people don't know.
I'm going to pause it again. The life expectancy of a woman in the game, hoeing, is 5 years. I'm not too sure about the numbers, but that's kind of close, might be right on par with the average marriage. Just something to think about, gentlemen. And for the ladies in here like Mona, take that, share that with your homeboys, your cousins, your brothers, and eventually your sons as they become of age. If the life expectancy of a woman hoeing herself or being pimped out is 5 years, I want to say the divorce, the average marriage in America lasts about 5 years. So what's going on mentally and emotionally with people that they can't make it through a commitment? Because even, again, pimp and hoeing is a mutually beneficial relationship, but it is a relationship. Whether it's a pimp and hoe relationship, it's still a relationship. It's mutually beneficial. She's getting taken care of, or should be, and he's being taken care of financially, but he's making sure there's a flow going on. And let me say this, a lot of people love to get pushback against pimp and women. I wish I would sleep with a nigga and give him all my money. Most women, what I'm watching, most women are terrible with money. Terrible with it. We think because they like money and they get money and they got all these different programs, and some women are outpacing men in education and finances, we think they're just the bee's knees with money. But notice how many women have these good jobs and are also on government assistance. Notice how many of them are on government assistance and living off of it and have no intention to get off of it. Been afforded every opportunity to stack and build, and they're not doing it. A lot of women are terrible with money. So before we go shitting on hoes and pimps, understand a lot of these women are just terrible. She can get the money. Holding on to it, a different story. They're terrible with it, man. And I'm not just talking about an actual hoe. I'm talking about women in general. Just really pay attention and look at this stuff. I'm going to keep letting it run.
Me personally, every time before my girls went to work, I would hold hands and be in a prayer circle because I was actually raised in church. You understand what I'm saying? So I pray for my girls, and I'm going to tell you something else, Mark, that a lot of people don't know. Since the game is so dangerous, my main girls, I send them to self-defense classes. You understand what I'm saying? So if they got in any type of situation, they'll be able to handle themselves. They figure they just some hookers, but boy, they'll whoop the dog at you.
Bring this over here to the comments. Corjo says, what's the correlation? I'm not sure what you mean. Expand on that. Put some more meat on it for me, Corjo. And I'll try to break it down a little bit further. Brokerage, this says that's running back years in the, in the NFL years. What a foreshadowing of being a hoe.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
So, Broke Traditions also says one of my friends blew 300 on a date after she got a pop. What's pop? One of my friends blew 300 on a date after she got a pop. What's a pop? Break that down for me. With marriage and a lifespan of a whore, the mentality. A lot of dudes are marrying whores. That's the correlation, Corey Joe. Because again, it's still a relationship. It is a relationship between a man and a woman. Dynamics might be different slightly because of a marriage, but it's just interesting that he said that, and that's the same. Basically, somebody got tired, and he said, like he said with the woman, it's only so long she can do this before she gets tired. She did it for 5 years. Same thing with marriage. You start having these conversations with a lot of these women separated. You know, Kofa don't believe in that bullshit. Y'all either divorced or you ain't. Learn my damn lesson about that. Got a story for that. But anyway, but y'all either divorced or not. But it's a lot of women going through separations, may have been divorced. You start having conversations with these women, and it just boiled down to she got tired. She got tired of being a wife and a mother. Let me bring it back on me. She got tired of being a wife and a mother. She can do the mom shit all day, even though she complain, bitch, moan, tired and all that. She got tired of being a wife and a mother at the same time. She can't get rid of the kids unless she off them. No, that's not going to be the answer. So what's the alternative? Getting a divorce. Again, that was the correlation I was making, Corey Joe. You got a woman in a whore situation where she's only going to be able to sleep with so many men and keep this pimp happy. Because guess what? She got to keep him happy when he wants to be happy outside of the wallet. She got to know when to shut the fuck up. She got to know what he may like, to eat. Different things like that. It's different dynamic. It's still a relationship. So that was the correlation I was making. Let me get to these comments. Jason Williams in here. It's peace. Peace to everybody. Oh, I know a girl who blew 300 on a date after she hit. Wow. And Corey Joe also says, wow. I appreciate y'all being here. Make sure if I got new viewers, new subscribers, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, wipe your feet when you come in the house. Again, I'm going live every day in May. I'm about halfway through this thing. VT, how you think I'm doing? Broken Traditions, the one that issued the challenge to me last month. I've been holding it down. I've seen my viewership go up. I have some more subscribers. Y'all been rocking with me. I really appreciate it. We halfway through, but I'm going live every day in May. Again, as you come in, hit the like button. If I have to earn your subscription, I respect that, but the likes are free. At least do that for your boy. Help me with the algorithm. Hit the like button, then subscribe on the back end if you like the content. Again, this week's lineup, tonight we're getting life lessons from pimps. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about how two of the best, Kevin Samuels and Alpha Male Strategies, have said out their own mouth they have played the fool. They have been the simp. As I said before, we all have simped and fell short of the glory of God. So that's tomorrow's broadcast. Wednesday, yeah. That's tomorrow's broadcast on Wednesday. Thursday, I'm going into the Sigma male. I'm going to focus on those characteristics. But let me slide over back to these comments, then we're going to keep on rolling. They says, he's listening, but he's working. Salute, brother. I appreciate you, man. I hope I get you through your shift a little bit more. I shouldn't be on here too much longer, but I do the same thing. I throw on some solid YouTube, some Theo Coop in the morning when I go into the job. Corey, I think you're meaning the divorce rate, so that means it's 50 to 70%. I got to go look back at the numbers. Don't quote me, but I think it was anywhere from like 5 to 7 years the average marriage is lasting. Either way, I know it's not making a decade. It's not making a decade. Now that I'm pretty sure on. Oh, she got a PPP loan. Okay. Typo. Fat fingered it. It's okay. Broken Traditions also says, and she don't even talk to the guy no more. That's wild. Everybody get got, bro. Everybody get got. Let me tell y'all something, man. Again, getting ready for these Lakers tonight. I'm a huge basketball fan. Everybody get got. Everybody get got. And if they don't get got, they usually do some dirty shit to make sure they don't get got. Because guess what? It was a couple of times somebody was getting ready to put Shaq on a poster and he snatched their ass out the air. Everybody get got. I'm just using that as an analogy. Let's slide on to these next videos, man. They're real short, but they make sense. So let's go ahead and get our listening ears on, as the teacher used to say. Let's keep on rolling. I appreciate y'all being in here.
3 pimp quotes from Iceberg Slim that I live by. And if you ain't read the book Pimp, then you need to go read that joint. It's a great read. The first quote: question any move any woman makes. Don't assume it's because you are so wonderful. Don't let your ego give you any answers. That just simply means to stay on your toes with these capricious, whimsical women, because a lot of women only do things when they have an incentive to. The next quote, and I think this was from the book, he said that pimping is only fun when you're learning it. But when you actually start pimping, the shit ain't fun no more. For a lot of you guys that learn this dating shit, it's gonna be the same thing. For y'all that's learning all of this, these new strategies and new mindsets and shit, when you start having to keep putting this shit to work, you're gonna see how tiring and annoying it really is.
I'm gonna pause it right there. That was a big one for me on this takeaway, because I think we talk about it here and some of these other spaces as well. But bro, when it's time to execute, that's what's gonna separate you. That's what's gonna separate you from a lot of cats. When it's actually time to go out here and execute, now you've learned the lesson. Now you got to be able to implement it. Not only do you have to implement it, you got to do that shit well. You got to be able to execute and yield positive results, because we all get results. I remember Kevin Samuels used to always say, judge him by his results. But he would leave it open-ended, and I think a lot of people miss that too. Good or bad results is how you get judged, because we all get results. What do your results look like? I'm gonna let it keep rolling.
Last quote is: put your sexual desire in sexual refrigeration, because women feed off of men's sexual desire. In other words, you control your willy, you control women. Click the link in my bio for more game.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease!
Yeah. You can't make this shit up, people. You cannot make this shit up.
Why did I play Kevin? Because you can't make this shit up. This is the second or third time we done heard today. Get control of your sexual desires. And he put a pin in it when he said that women know that about men. That's how they flirt. That's how so many brothers get caught up, right? Thinking that they gonna get it. Women have mastered that. They've had the same vagina since they came into the world. They've learned how to manipulate with it, whether they actually make use of it or not. I'm gonna say it again. Women know how to manipulate their vagina, whether they make use of it or not. They know which guys to target. They know which guys approach them based off how you approach them, how she's gonna play the situation a lot of times. Again, brothers, stop being ashamed. Everybody gets got. Those that just came in, the couple of videos I played earlier, y'all can catch it on the replay. But you have pimps admitting they have been in love. Pimps that admit he got burned. He had to learn. But we'll turn around in this space and want to shit on the average day-to-day brother who usually don't have this type of information. Because once again, since we're knee-high to a grasshopper, we are raised to take care of women, look out, nothing more simpler than be nice to girls. And that's how it starts. Then you got the cartoons, the eyes popping out of the head. We think that's what we're supposed to do. Nobody ever prepares young men for a heartbreak all the time. This is why you see some of these young teenagers flipping the fuck out, wanting to beat up their girlfriend, kill their girlfriend, kill themselves, delete themselves. Oops, I forgot where I was. They want to go through self-checkout line because they went through a heartbreak. Nobody prepares young men for that. The girls have been getting told since they came out the womb that boys only want one thing, and if he says this, he really means that. Don't worry about him. You need to focus on this. Young men don't get that. So when that natural urge to talk to a girl, procreate, things like that occur, hand slap. You nasty. That's all you think about. Something wrong with you. What the hell is wrong with you? You need to get it together. But nobody ever tells him how to mentally and emotionally be able to handle those urges. So now as grown men, this is why we got to have these damn conversations. Once again, I know 30, 40, 50-year-old men ain't never broke out of that. Everything is about the cat. And they'll try to mask it with, no, I'm being a man because I'm taking care of my woman. But you'll be able to see through it. Because as soon as that woman don't do for him, he don't know how to do for himself. Because all he knows how to do is pour into a woman. And then usually, on the opposite end, the women have been doing for him his whole time. And when they get tired and burned out, when them 5 years pass up, Corey Joe, when them 5 years gone and shorty leave, it's a lot of these grown ass men out here floundering and flopping in the wind. Because they don't know how to stand on their own. And they don't have no control over their sexual urges. You got to get a hold of that, bro. All bullshit aside, ain't got nothing to do with being a pimp or a simp. You need to get hold of your sexual desires because that'll put you in a far different place. Nowadays, with this Me Too shit still going, it'll put you in a far different precarious situation. Don't allow that. Focus on your business. Focus on your money. When you focus on that, the women are going to come. That the women are a byproduct of your grind. That's what they are. I'm not saying you're going to have the top tier of the top tier, but somebody coming. And then you learn how to navigate them. You know how to navigate with different women. We just talked about it a couple of days ago. Start going out to some of these different events where you have to dress up. Start going out to some of these different events that may not, be your usual vibe. You're going to start seeing a different caliber of woman there as well. Now, all of them, for all intents and purposes, most of them are batshit crazy. But you'll get a little bit less batshit. Let me say it like that. Put yourself in different environments. Let me slide over into the comments before we keep on rolling. But like I said, it's great game in this video tonight. Thank you, brother Kofa. Thank you, brother.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
Corey Joe, those PP loans had people stunned hard. Yeah. Shout out to Broker Traditions and his homegirl with her PP loan story going on. Salute to Flawless Mentality, brother. Appreciate you being in here.
Man down. Mama, there goes that man. Got it! Hotter than fish grease. Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Shout out to the Growth family. I appreciate y'all being in here. But like I said, speak on it, brother. I'm trying, dog. I really do take that into consideration. I actually live that in my life, that everybody can be a teacher. It's a teachable situation. As pissed off as I get, because Kofa does have a temper, but I've learned to control that and quell it, under the years. But everybody can be a teacher, man. You just got to be able to listen, take a step back, receive what they're saying. Even if you don't like that person, you don't like their tone, receive what they're saying. Because oftentimes, too, if you get into these arguments and these debates, if you can receive what they're saying, now you got ammo to poke holes in their story. Because a lot of people do a lot of double talking. I don't want that to be y'all. I do my damnedest to make sure it's not me. So when I say something, I mean it. Even if I have to clarify and give different examples, but usually when I say something, I fucking mean it. I try not to say things I don't mean. This is why I try not to be, super disrespectful even to the women, even when I use the word bitch and hoe when I'm talking about certain types of women. I'm not saying anything that I would regret saying. How about that? I'll leave it at that. Let's slide over to these next few videos. But y'all heard that information, brothers. Get control of your sexual desires because women know that, and that's how they play those games. Let me slide over. This one's just funny as shit to me. Y'all see why.
How the fuck do I know why women do what the fuck they do? Shit, if I could really figure that out. Now this is one question where you gotta play a stump. Why women do what they do. If I could figure that shit out, I could bottle that shit and sell it worldwide. Motherfuckers would buy this shit in Istanbul and don't even speak English. Men have always wanted to know the answer to that question. That's the eternal question, why women do what they do. Come on, man.
Man,
Hand down,
we'll get all that.
man down. Mama, there goes that man. Hotter than fish grease.
And one more.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Look, if this coming from a pimp and he hasn't figured out in all his years of pimping why women do what they do, bro, ain't none of us mere mortals got a hope in hell. How are we supposed to figure that out? The thing that helped me figure out why women do what they do, the reason why I let it go, because they're women. That's the simple as that. She's a woman. I'm not surprised. That simple. That shit was just it. That shit tickled me, bro. That shit had me rolling. Like, he a pimp. How the fuck I'm supposed to know why women do what they do? He don't know. He just know his pimp game, right? Let me slide over here to the comments real quick. Broker Tradition says, you got to get Dr. Mark on one of your lives. He's so knowledgeable. Yes, I got to get a lot of y'all on, man. Like, just straight up on my live, just here, just a good interview. But yes, Dr. Mark, you are on the list, brother. I'm trying to put together some stuff probably for the last week of the month. I'll probably start working on that, making phone calls, emails later on at the end of this week. But I got some stuff I got to handle. Brian, peace, brother. Baltimore in the building. Smoke and talk in the building. Appreciate y'all. Look, Corey Joe said, look, you got to play a stump. This man was so confused. I don't know why women do what they do. That shit is hilarious, man. That shit just tripped me out, bro. So I had to play that one. But let's keep on learning these lessons. Again, if he don't know as a pimp, it's, again, another reason why I'm playing these videos, bro. These are supposed to be these men that are just executing flawlessly with women their whole life. They've been a pimp since they came out the womb, right? So if these brothers are admitting to being in love, you're not a simp, bro. You were just a man in love. If he's admitting to taking a loss from a woman, if he's admitting to, hey, I pray for my women. I try to make sure my women are protected, because if I'm not there, I'm going to at least make sure they're in some type of self-defense class, so they have those skills there. So a lot of these things we're piecing together from these pimps, what does it sound like? A relationship. That's why I made that correlation earlier, Corey Joe. It's a lot of these things these brothers are talking about that women will say they want in what? A husband. Now, they may not want it in the average guy because that make him lame and boring. But when it comes from a pimp, it sounds exciting, right? When it comes from a husband, oh, that's what you're supposed to do as a man. Isn't that interesting? But as the pimp said, the average lifespan of that woman in the game is 5 years. Somewhere in America, the divorce rate is hovering around 5 years. Might be a little bit less, might be a little bit more. Again, don't quote me. But they're close to the same. It's a relationship. It's rare that people can really build past those 5 years, 10 years. Again, shout out to my parents. They going on 43 years of marriage this summer. God bless them. Because now, I told my mama not too long ago, I don't know if I'm going to get you a daughter-in-law. The way things looking, the way things are actually going in the world today, I don't know. If I do, she is a diamond. She is rare. She's not only a unicorn, she's what's the horse with the wings, the Pegasus? She can fly. She's a unicorn that can fly. That's a unique situation. And if a pimp can only keep his hoe for 5 years, what hope do you have, again, as a mere mortal, keeping these new modern women, these strong, independent, new age women for longer than that? Some will play the role very well. Then boom, the divorce. Boom, the separation. Boom, the other shit. I want an open relationship. I told y'all before, I know 5 couples that are practicing an open relationship. Well, one of them finally got divorced. 5 couples, open relationship lifestyle. Every time, all 5 relationships, it was the wife's idea, not the husband's. And the husbands initially gave pushback because he's embarrassed, because he must not be putting it down in the bedroom. Y'all know the stereotypical tropes and traits we get. He must not be putting it down in the bedroom. He's incapable of being a solid leader. X, Y, and Z. Finally caves, gives his woman what she wants. Now they're good. I guess some people can work it out. But for that one couple, that went for my boy. He tried it, didn't like it. Then he finally caved, said fuck it, started pulling younger women. Then his wife had a problem. It was her idea. Because guess what? They always got a plan B, fellas. It was her idea. Because she was already had one dude in particular that she wanted to mess with. He started knocking down multiple young ones. It was all right. He ain't had no shame. He became that sugar daddy. Was dragging them young ones. Then his wife had a fucking problem. Why are you messing with these young chicks? A month later, filing that paperwork. Time to get that goddamn divorce. Now, while he went through his heartbreak and feeling like a failure and shit like that, when I say that brother looked 10 years younger now, when he finally came out of that space about 6 months later, he literally looks 10 years younger. He's in his mid-50s. I really thought, I just found out how old he was. I just thought he was, looked older for his age. Now he looks younger for what his actual age is. He's in his mid-50s. I thought he was like 4 years older than me. I thought he was like 45. Again, brothers, find your peace. There's a reason why I be playing these videos. I try not to do shit just for clicks and likes. I do want y'all to get something from this content. So even though we're listening to pimps, what we're hearing is different relationship, manhood, alpha male, leadership, husbandry duties from these guys. And then I know that makes you scratch your head on why these women are so loyal. Why don't they go out here and find that in another man? You got to keep in mind, bro, a lot of these women lazy. She can compute that he's a pimp, I'm a hoe. She can't compute that, hey, this guy doesn't owe me anything, I'm not giving him any money, but he actually likes my ass. For some reason, most women brains are just fucking scrambled like that. Let me slide over to these comments. Justice for Amir. Gotta put some more meat on that. Drop a link in there if you got a news article for me, Brian. Corey Joe, yes. If you have a YouTube channel, when y'all come in this space, man, feel free to drop your link. If y'all aren't following those that drop the links, do me a favor. They're my folks. Go follow them. Go like them. Go subscribe to them. And you're going to get different tiers and different layers of information, but all of it's useful and good information. Slide back over here. Broken Tradition says, look at Will Smith trying an open relationship, ruin his whole career. Again, this is what happens when we let women lead. This is why I kept playing that video. That might be a staple here. I might just have to stick that in the immediate rotation of my videos before I get into them. The Nikki Giovanni and James Baldwin interview, that might have to be a staple here. Because this was back in 1972. Why don't we try it my way? And look what we have. And I'm not blaming it all on the sisters in the black community. But you bear a heavy, heavy fucking load. And one that you have not been spoken to or verbally held accountable for. And still can't, again, as I said earlier, for those just coming in, can't really hold you accountable if you're not my wife, you're not my woman, you're not any of my relations. How can I hold you accountable? I don't hold your job. I don't hold the money over your check, over your head. I don't control your check. If we don't have any kids together, how can I hold you accountable? So the most we can do on YouTube is try to verbally hold you accountable and wave a finger at you. But as we've seen, that really don't work in the community. There's too many other factors that incentivize women to do what the full free fuck they want to do. And that shit don't always go well. And we see what's going on with these kids. I'll get into that at another date. We're going to keep on rocking. Broken Traditions with another one. Ebony K. Williams. She looks old as fuck and she's 39. I really thought she was like 48. That's just me. Sean from the Shy in here.
You go, girl.
Appreciate you stopping in, sis. I think we all caught up on the comments. Did I miss anything? Let me double check. Appreciate everybody being in here. I appreciate the likes, man. I appreciate the love. But again, for those just popping in, we're getting life lessons from pimps. Sounds crazy. I'm going to say it again. They're human beings. Somebody's son, somebody's brother, life lessons he done had to learn, and now they're sharing it, and now I'm just giving it to the brothers. Again, brother, if these pimps can be in love, if they can pray for their women, if they can ensure these women are taken care of through protection, even if they can't be there, ensuring that they're taking some type of self-defense class, you can do your part as a man too. I'm not saying go all in. I'm not saying to do this if you're not a husband. I'm not saying to do this if you're not a boyfriend, but there's some level of some type of love and respect you can give to the women you're dealing with. Now, I know the sisters may not want to hear that. They want it all. They often do. But baby, you're going to have to pick and choose. Again, when we together, we together. When we're not, we're not. But when you're with me, I'm going to treat you like a queen. You ain't got nothing to worry about. But at some point, I'm going to go my way. You're going to go yours. But again, for the fellas, if these pimps can talk like this and have this wisdom of just being a man, get out this whole clouded alpha space where you just feel like you ain't got to do shit for no bitch and this, that, and the third and all that. Bruh, at some point, you got to do something for somebody. Why not a woman that you rock with? If you can sleep with her, that means you don't just immediately hit the door and go in, right? No, there's some type of conversation. If you can at least carry a conversation with her, it may have its limits, because I know I used to have one 48 hours max. That's all we was gonna get. But while we was together, we was together. She understood that. And then different things transpired down the road, different jobs, somebody got to move, different grown folk shit. But y'all get what I'm saying tonight, man. If these pimps can do these husbandry, boyfriend, manhood duties, so can you. Stop being ashamed, but understand the game and don't get played. When you do it out of your heart. Do it because that's your duty, and you can do that. So when her ass do bounce, you don't fucking feel bad. Guess what? When you have her ass to bounce, you don't fucking feel bad because you did your job. Let's get to the next video.
What do you look for in a woman? So you heard all these answers, right? What do you look for?
I mean, yeah, like, of course, most of them is gonna stand on they pretty, they gonna fuck you and all that, come home. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, man. That's not appealing to me no more. I need a girl that's gonna understand what I go through.
Pause it again. This is the third or the fourth time we've heard this tonight. That the box really don't have that type of emphasis on certain men anymore. I'm gonna let it keep running.
We're gonna keep a motherfucker on top of his toes. It's gonna push him and motivate him. You know what I mean? That's also gonna come with some ideas. You know what I mean? Give me creative criticism on my grind. You know what I mean? Also add to the table. You know what I mean? Not just trying to grab some food every time it's filled up. You know what I mean?
So you'll take a basic bitch that is somebody that you want to talk.
I'm gonna pause her silly ass. Shout out to Sean. I was married 30 years. The only reason it lasted that long was because of respect from both of us.
You go, girl! Because I told you, I'm a lay.
And if it would have ended earlier, Sean, I'm pretty sure that same respect would have been there. Now, the love may fade. I really don't like you anymore. I don't know about the rhythm and flow we're in, but respect, common courtesy and respect, that goes both ways, and it's so simple. And it seems to be the core things that we are continuously fucking up in relationships. And I don't just mean romantic relationships. I mean familial, workplace, common courtesy and respect go a long way. And patience. But again, those are just Kofa-isms. Maybe I'm crazy. I'm going to rewind it a little bit, let her silly ass keep talking, because this man just broke down what the hell isn't important versus what is important, and let's see how she comes in talking. Ladies, don't be her.
A basic bitch that is somebody that you want to talk to over a bad bitch that will inspire you.
So you consider yourself a bad bitch?
No, yeah, I do actually.
So you above basic. Well, you don't even work. You don't have no attributes to the table here.
I do have attributes. I inspire my men.
How? You don't got no job. It ain't about just want to suck my dick all the time.
The energy needs to be matched.
We need, it's bigger than
But
this.
Sam, because she doesn't have a job or
It
work,
don't
she
matter.
can't match your energy?
It don't matter. I'm talking about you personally on the educational
But you don't know me
terms.
personally.
I can tell you ain't got no brain.
Honey, I worked in corporate finance.
You
What are you
did?
talking?
So
yes,
why are you not
baby.
employed now?
Because I don't want to be.
So you want to be a slave to a man with some money?
No, honey. I want to be an inspiration with someone to some money.
How you going to inspire him? Please explain that.
Baby, I just told you. Obviously, you weren't listening.
I'm listening quite fine. You see you coming in lingerie, but
No, you wasn't listening
ain't gonna,
though.
Ain't gonna do nothing for a
you
little
wasn't
nigga.
listening.
Okay, I got you. I won't listen to you.
Something is wrong here. Dead giveaway. Dead giveaway.
Charles, thank you very much.
Dead giveaway.
Again, ladies, don't be her. Now you want to go back and backtrack. You start talking like a bubblehead. Then you want to try to inject that, I used to work in corporate finance. Why aren't you still there? Why aren't you still there? Because she's probably a sugar baby right now. She chose her path. Again, ladies, if you want to do that, all I'm asking on the back end is shut the fuck up when dudes are throwing money at you, right? Because you got a part to play too. Got a homegirl. I'm still waiting on this Facebook comment. I'm not going to call out. I'm not going to call her by name. But she had put up on Facebook, if I was a man, I'd be a big old trick. So Kofa, being Kofa, I immediately went to the comments. Are you doing your whore duties? I have yet to receive a reply. Y'all want men to trick on you, right? That means you got to do your whole activities. You got a job to do too. Once again, mutually beneficial relationship. If that dude, I've said it before, we're talking about pimps tonight, right? But you got a pimp, then the other guy on the other side giving up his money is the trick. Ladies, you got to remember, there's only one hoe in the equation. I'll let you look in the mirror and find that out. Let me slide over into the comments. Let's see. Yeah, Brian, you do want her to do things for you as well. Again, like the brother was just speaking on, it has to be a flow. There got to be a balance. I can't just be giving you, or even you giving me. Because guess what, ladies, if y'all are dealing with a dude and you're constantly giving to him and he don't give something back, you're dealing with a diva. You're dealing with an effeminate male. He's not on some real pimp shit. That's why I play these. Because everybody think the pimp just laying back, not doing anything. These brothers are breaking out. Yes, I've loved this woman. Yes, I've done this. Yes, I tried that. Yes, I let them go when the time came. They understood the game. How many of these dudes can actually do that? That's why I be pushing back against some of that alpha shit. Because guess what? As soon as that woman leave, this alpha man lose his goddamn mind. Because if he an alpha, he should be able to go out there and get another one, right? But he loses his mind because he been pushing that shit, telling y'all to be these different alphas and everything like that in this red pill space. But as soon as he lose a woman, he lose his shit. This is why I say, even in this space, bro, when YouTube gets shut down, when the phones go off, you got to live life. So if you're an alpha male, understand what the best traits of the alpha male are. Don't be a male diva. Let me slide over to the comments. Sean says it's about doing the work and being part of the foundation. I told you all the time, once you got a solid foundation, you can build up. You can buy a pretty ass mansion. If it got a crack in the foundation, it's only a matter of time for that house falling in on itself. I appreciate that, Sean. Let me go ahead and get
You go, girl.
Yep. Supposed to motivate each other. Oh, damn. His son was murdered here in Baltimore, Maryland, and we are spreading the word so he can get justice for his son, justice for me. God damn, man. Condolences. This day number 2. Had a death in. Let's keep rolling, man. I don't know, man. I'm almost done. Because y'all know I got to get something to eat and I got to get to these Lakers. But this is the second death I've heard back-to-back days, man. My condolences. I appreciate that. Oh, Selena, you stuck into.
You go, girl! Cause I told you, I'm a lay.
You get one of those. Ryan says, me and Mrs. Mason been married for 10 years. Keep on rocking, man. You got you a solid one. I'm big on that. If you got you a solid one, man, y'all keep riding. I don't know if Broken Traditions still in here. I'm gonna need you and Mama Lex to go ahead and do that thing, Broken Traditions. Since you issued a fucking Everyday in May challenge. Everyday in May challenge to me, I'm gonna issue a every day for the rest of your life challenge to you and Mama Lex. I need y'all go and jump that broom, bro. Let me get to Sean's comment real quick. Where we at? There we go. Sean says, Kofa, I was married to a musician, construction worker, and we had an autistic son that we were a team, and we had a daughter 18 years later. We were a unit. That's how you're supposed to move. That's how you're supposed to move. Yes, y'all make sure y'all drop y'all respective channels in here and y'all sub to each other. If you haven't already, just go in there and just start liking videos, man. That's what I did with a lot of y'all videos. Those of y'all that follow, I just went in there and just started hitting the like button. Selena said, yes, we have Mason and Moore in love every day. There we go. Our anniversary is 9/29. Congrats, sis. Y'all keep on cooking. Let me see. Let me get through these comments. She's lazy and unaccountable. Back to the video. She's lazy and unaccountable. The wall will take care of her, as it always does. Big facts, Malika. I'm going to say it as a married woman told me. When you get married. Let's see. Corey Joe says, do some content, Sean. Yeah, drop some knowledge, especially 30 years of marriage. Sean, you got something to add. You got something to add from the perspective of having an autistic child. You know, black people got to hear about that because every time they want to show that affliction, and I hate using that word because I work with kids and I know how fucking smart them goddamn kids is. Run circles around my ass. Anyways, but give that shit from a black perspective, Sean. Go ahead and start dropping some content. Mark says, all facts. Appreciate you, brother. Sean says, I spoke with a woman who was married 46 years. I asked her what's the secret to long marriage. She said, when you realize that you spend more time on your feet than in the sheets.
You go, girl! Cause I told you, I'm a lay.
It take work. Again, my parents about to hit, I don't think you was in here, Sean. My parents about to hit 43 years this summer. And I've talked to them and they've just given me those different jewels whenever it does happen for the boy. If it ever happens, I know I'm dealing with a whole different dynamic and dating pool than, you know, what y'all may have been dealing with. But my mom told me something. She was like, it's crazy we've been married for so long and I find out something new about your dad every day. I just noticed different stuff. Something, this changed, or he started doing this, or he wasn't doing this and I didn't realize it and now I realize it. Just, you know, little thing. Someone says, Kofa, I was crying, bro. It's so sad. It is, man. It is. I'm just tired of all these different deaths for so many different various reasons, man. And I'm getting them in different tiers from older gentlemen that had cancer, found out, boom, and gone. Somebody getting murdered. It's just too much, man. And the summer ain't even here. And you know, every summer people start turning up. I'm not even gonna get on that. I think we all caught up on most of the comments. Sean says, to all those who are in relationships and are doing the work, I salute you because I know the work and what it takes to, what I know the work is what makes it work. There we go. I can read. I promise y'all. I told y'all I don't like doing math in public, but I'm struggling reading today. I am hungry as fuck. So we about to get off this thing. I got two more videos. I'm playing them back to back because they're from the same brother. He's pretty much giving the same message. But again, I want it to stick. I want to put the cherry on top for this one, brothers. So again, some more life lessons from a pimp.
How do you define success?
Being who you really are. And I don't think that has anything to do with the money. Being who you really are, who you're happy with. And even in the game, you know, I say not what the next man thinks or the next woman thinks. No, it's about you. It's about you. You can't, listen to me, you can't mimic the real. I say this all the time. If you don't like your job, quit. Why do something that you don't love? I will never, ever understand that. No one can ever make me. I only do things that I love to do. I don't do something to just keep me going. I mean, people out there right now, they know that's watching this. Just doing shit to keep you going. Stop. Stop. Stop while you're behind, because you're damn sure not ahead.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man. Got it! Hotter than fish grease. Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Stop while you're behind, because you're damn sure not ahead. Don't forget who the fuck you are. I always tell y'all, man, y'all matter. It's a reason why I'm playing these videos. I know some people may peep their head in because they saw the pimp, idea or whatnot. These brothers are dropping knowledge, man. They dropping knowledge. And the thing is, it's so simple and yet so profound. Very simple life advice. Stuff we probably heard from our parents, older people, but it's going to take a pimp to tell somebody, hey, be you. You can't mimic perfection. I mean, you can't mimic the real. You are you. I said it before. You can't fuck with Kofa. You can't out Kofa. But guess what, bro? I can't fuck with you either. There's only one you. Let me get to the next video.
Retired pimp gives real life
That
advice.
hurts, man, to hear. I hate hearing somebody went out like that because they didn't believe in themselves. As cliche as that may sound, as regular that may sound, believing in yourself is everything, man. Give a fuck what you do. You gotta believe in you. People believe in you if they see you believing in you. Realest game I could ever give you.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man. Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
I am not a fan of faking it till you make it. However, what he just said was facts. People believe in you when you believe in you. So walk in some type of bravado. It don't have to be loud. I'm not a flashy guy, never have been. I'm very subtle. I'm very just laid back and chill. And again, I do not believe in faking it till you make it. But you got to find some internal confidence. So what, you broke as fuck right now? You don't have to be broke forever. Back when I was scheming, scrounging, trying to put shit together, working, robbing Peter to pay Paul, as the old folks say, trying to make sure my daughter was taken care of, and people would say, "Oh, you can't afford that." No, bro, I can't. I want to buy them J's, but I can't. I gotta make sure this little girl taken care of. She the one needs some shoes. And no, I wasn't that parent that had the matching Jordans with my daughter. I made sure she had. But guess what? When I got the opportunity to buy some Jordans, damn near didn't want to do it. Had the money, but I do like to keep some tennis shoes. So now I can. As an adult, not a young adult, not a new dad, I wasn't trying to fake it till I make it. I wanted to make sure that she had something real to look at. I wanted to make sure I had something solid that I could hold on to. Why would I feel bad about providing for my child? Brothers, why would you feel bad for being able to provide for your child or yourself? It may not be the best of the best of the best at the time. It's okay. I keep telling y'all, bro, it's a scale and a skill up. You're constantly walking this thing upward. Again, uphill is the battle. But that's the way. You gotta go uphill. You want to get to the top of, how the fuck you want to get to the top of the mountain? Everybody use that as an analogy. We need to get to the top of the mountain. Or Martin Luther King, I've been to the mountaintop. How you get there? You ain't went through no struggle. You flew a helicopter. You cheated your way to the top. When you cheat your way to the top, it's a long ass way back down, bro. I done seen the best of the best fall that everybody thought was the best of the best until them skills got put to the test and the brother couldn't show and prove. Gotta sharpen your skills. Go up that uphill battle. You're going forward and up at the same time. Ain't that a lovely trajectory? Don't you want to move forward? Don't you want to go up? Ain't that what we always say? I always say that here. That's one of Kofa's traits. I'm trademarking that shit. Uphill is the way. Man, I'm just trying to move forward. Man, I'm just trying to move up. What goes up and forward at the same time? A hill. Your goal, your job is to do that shit the right way, plant your flag at the top, and build from there. Because guess what? Even if you start to fall back down, you done already been that way. You already been that way. So you know how to follow that trail right back up. Give myself one, goddammit.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
I'm gonna slide over to these comments. Then we gonna slide. Selena says, I love this. I appreciate you, sis. Let's go. Malika says, that's facts. Appreciate you, brother. Sean says, we are in life's aquarium, learning to live together without having to live alike. Just be yourself. 100.
You go, girl!
100. Sean says, that's all we really can do. So why stress about these unreachable plateaus? Just live life and gather wisdom. And as you live it and you gather, you don't have no choice but to go up. Just make better decisions. Make smarter decisions. My people, my people, my people. In particular, black folks, be a little bit more patient. Be a little bit more patient, but do the work. I know the majority of y'all probably out there are Christian. Faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. You still got to put in the work. But don't put in the work and then feel like you get to celebrate and then go blow the damn money you work for. You got to be a little bit patient. Some delayed gratification will do our people a lot of good. And I believe that'll cut down a lot of the bullshit that we've been dealing with, community-wise, politically-wise. I'm not going to get on woke Kofa tonight. Sean also says the best is being able to provide. Trying to live by standards of society will have you frustrated and broke.
You go, girl! Cause I told you, I'm a lay.
Sean is cooking tonight, sis. I appreciate you. Jason says, peace, Kofa. I'll be rewinding once you wrap up to catch what I missed. All good, brother. I always appreciate you stopping in here, man. You've been solid. Y'all been solid. For real, for real. Jason Williams said, I'm going to have the game on. Hopefully, Braun and company can come through big. Yeah, man, I'm about to go grab me something to eat. Cooked a little bit earlier today, but I'm gonna run out, grab me something, get ready to watch this game. Jay says, peace to everyone in the chat. Couldn't comment, but I was here. Appreciate you, brother. Just, I already know you're on the replay game, bro. I appreciate you. But we had some solid ass information from Pimps tonight, man. I'm not gonna belabor the point. I think I did a good job of breaking down and expanding on what a lot of these brothers said. What I am going to end with, my final thoughts. Everybody's a teacher. All situations are teachable. You can learn something from it. Don't be so bogged down in becoming this super duper alpha male that you're untouchable. You know everything, that you can't learn. Everybody's a teacher, including these pimps. These brothers gave good life game. And the thing, unfortunately, it had to come out of pimp mouth because I know somebody done told your ass before, but you ain't want to listen. But again, hopefully tonight, through this vessel and using these brothers as a vessel, you receive this information that it's okay to treat women kindly and still be on your goddamn game. Because guess what? If one woman sees this other woman getting treated like that, guess what? She gonna want that treatment too. Now you got to set the parameters of how you move in your operation. As I've said before, ladies, I am a free trial. You get 3 weeks of good Kofa. Within that 3 weeks, you got to come off some box if you want this thing to carry out. I'm a free trial. At 3 weeks, you got to pay, baby. It is what it is. I'm not being mean, not being nasty, none of that. Still a gentleman. We just can't keep having these conversations and dates and rocking like that, because that's something I had to learn. We all got our L's that turn from losses into lessons. That's all it is. But again, if you want to get some more of this information, man, just replay it. I'm going to be back in this thing tomorrow. Tomorrow's episode, I'm reacting and reviewing Kevin Samuels and brother Alpha Male Strategies, AMS's videos on how they used to be Sims. It's happened to the best of us. I'll say it one more time for Corey Joe, for we all have simped and fell short of the glory of God. As always, brothers, remember, you matter, you're not crazy. Make better choices. Peace.